Hello, and thank you for joining us on the Purchasing Certification channel. I'm your host, Megan Tersick for Next Level Purchasing. Today we'll be discussing some of the challenges that purchasers face and what actions they can take to overcome them. I'm joined today by Dominick, President and Chief Procurement Officer of Next Level Purchasing. Thank you for joining us today, Charles.
Thank you, Megan.
Well, let's get started. Charles, you've had many roles in purchasing, including managerial. From your experience, what are the biggest challenges that purchasers face today?
Well, Megan, every year here at Next Level Purchasing, we conduct a comprehensive survey of purchasing and supply management professionals from around the world. In fact, this last year, we've had over 2,100 participants. And the results of that survey revealed the top challenges that purchasing and supply management professionals face in their careers. They are lack of advancement and career growth, lack of education and skill, lack of confidence, and lack of respect from internal customers. On top of those challenges, the purchasing and supply management profession is getting more challenging, with things like commodity price volatility, shifts in globalization strategies, increasing levels of supply risk, new technologies, smarter suppliers, and new best practices that are always emerging. Even beyond that, management has higher expectations for purchasing than ever, so it is a very challenging time.
That's pretty overwhelming. Is there anything that a purchaser can do to overcome these challenges?
Yes, a lot of purchasing and supply management professionals choose to pursue and earn the SPSM certification, which was specifically designed to address these challenges both from a career standpoint as well as handling the challenges that purchasing and supply management professionals will face in the workplace today and the new challenges they'll face tomorrow.
Well, you mentioned earning the SPSM certification. How does a purchaser do that?
Well, Megan, earning the SPSM certification is a three-step process. The first step is to pass the 6 online courses of the Senior Professional and Supply Management program. The second step is to pass the SPSM exam, and the third step is to submit a certification application.
Now, you didn't mention any educational prerequisites. Is there a college degree required?
No, there's no college degree required for the SPSM certification. Now, don't get me wrong, I believe in the value of higher education. I have a couple of degrees myself, but I don't feel that it is right to require a separate qualification if someone can meet the standards of the certification and the profession. Plus, there's not a perfect correlation between degree status and success in the purchasing profession. I've known many high school graduates who have delivered great results and advanced to high levels within big companies. I've also known MBAs that have failed miserably at purchasing and gotten fired. So I've known both college graduates and non-college graduates that have succeeded, and I've seen both types fail. Something else that should be considered is that from that survey I mentioned earlier, about 30% of purchasing and supply management professionals do not have bachelor's degrees, yet many of them are out there producing results right alongside their peers who do have degrees. So I feel that a certification program should judge an individual on the competencies that are tested as part of the program. Some more food for thought. Consider Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, and Michael Dell, the founder of Dell Computer. Those guys didn't earn college degrees, yet they went on to build 2 of the most successful companies in the world. Now, imagine denying them the opportunity to earn a purchasing certification simply on the basis that they didn't complete their college education. That just wouldn't make sense to me.
So, the entire Senior Professional Supply Management program is online?
Mm-hmm.
So how would that benefit a purchaser? Like, for example, do they have to wait to get started?
No, they can get started right away. As soon as they register, they get access to the program.
Now, is the Senior Professional Supply Management program self-paced, or do they have to follow a schedule?
No, it's totally self-paced. And this is pretty important because we all learn at different paces. Even though we allow 2 years to complete the Senior Professional and Supply Management program, most people finish it much more quickly. The average SPSM finishes the program in about 7 months. We've even had a student finish it in as little as 18 days. So for someone who's talented and motivated, it doesn't present any type of obstacle towards achieving their goals.
That's really good. Well, with the Senior Professional Supply Management program online, is there an instructor or is the student basically on their own?
No, there is an instructor, and the student gets support when they need it the most. Contrast this with classroom training. Sure, in old-fashioned classroom training, you can ask questions of an instructor. But what happens when you go back to your workplace and try to implement what you've learned? You're pretty much stranded on your own. Now, in the Senior Professional and Supply Management program, you have access to an instructor, and you will get answers to your questions within 24 hours. And you have access to an instructor for the entire 2 years that you're enrolled in the program. And this helps ensure that you're able to translate your learning into real-world results.
Now, emergencies and the need for immediate purchasing involvement are pretty common in today's purchasing departments. What happens if this would happen to a purchaser during an online course?
Well, with online learning, there are no interruptions that will harm the learning experience. In fact, online learning is built to accommodate the inevitable interruption. Now, contrast that with classroom learning. Let's say you're in a classroom and you get an urgent work-related call on your cell phone. You may have to leave the classroom and maybe even spend 30 minutes on that cell phone conversation. What happens to the material that was covered during that 30 minutes? Well, you probably lost it forever, and you won't have the opportunity to learn it again. With online learning, if you do get interrupted, you can just go back and pick up right where you left off.
That's pretty cool. Now, in terms of cost and quality, how does online learning fare?
Well, that's a great question because with the Senior Professional and Supply Management program being online, anyone can get the same high-quality training that the top companies in the world get. Contrast that with on-site training, where you may have had to have a large group to bring training to the workplace. With online training, you can have as little as one buyer enrolled. You'll just pay for that one buyer, and you can still have the benefit of learning in the workplace. And also with online training, in contrast to classroom training, there are no travel expenses involved.
Well, now that we kind of know how you would earn your SPSM certification, what kind of results have those who have already achieved the SPSM certification? What kind of results are they seeing?
Well, on the Purchasing Certification channel on YouTube, we have many SPSM certification success story videos. These are essentially interviews with real-life purchasing and supply management professionals who share how they got promotions, how they got better performance evaluations, how they got pay increases, how they got more respect in the workplace, and other benefits. But the benefits don't stop with the individual. You see, in the Senior Professional and Supply Management program, we teach our students how to do a better job for their employers. And in fact, we have many examples of purchasing professionals who have saved their companies hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars by applying what they've learned in the Senior Professional and Supply Management program. So when you produce those types of results for your employer, your own career success is likely to follow.
Well, thank you again, Charles, for joining us today. You've really given our viewers a lot to think about and to give them kind of a roadmap as to how they can improve their own career success.
Thank you, Megan.
If you're interested in having a more rewarding career, consider how earning your SPSM certification can help you get there. For more information on the SPSM certification, visit nextlevelpurchasing.com, or you can also call us in the United States at 1-412-294-1990, or email us at help@nextlevelpurchasing.com. Thank you again for joining us. I'm Megan Tursick from Next Level Purchasing, and best of luck to you in your purchasing career.